Why are you dying? Let me guess. Most of the time you don't even know why. Well, don't worry, because in the next 8 minutes we're gonna analyze the thing that is causing 99% of Brawl Stars players to die multiple times throughout a match. I'm also gonna give you some tips on how to fix this mistake and therefore staying alive for longer. The average attention span of a person is 8 seconds, but I hope that you'll stay with me till the end. If you do, I promise you, just by watching this you will have a deeper understanding of the game and you'll start winning a lot more. Let's be real. Most players don't lose matches because their aiming or dodging skills are bad. While that's important, you can still reach higher ranks with only basic movement and aiming techniques. But the number one reason that players lose matches, and the thing that we're gonna cover today, is positioning. The thing is, I couldn't find a complete positioning guide on YouTube. Therefore, I decided to use my 6 years of experience in Brawl Stars to give you these 14 tips that are actually useful and make the best positioning guide on the internet. So let's dive in. Did you know that 50% of losses or even more come before starting the match? The reason to this is that a lot of people don't know how to pick the right brawlers. So before hopping in a game, we need to analyze that. First, I made a list of every brawler in the game classified by their category. It's different than Supercell's classification, but it's more accurate. There are more lists coming, so take a screenshot of them because they will come in handy later on. Now let's take a look at the game mode. Every game mode has different objectives. To win, you need to complete them. But a lot of people don't know what brawlers to pick depending on the game mode. So that's why I created another list indicating which category of brawlers is better for each game mode. But it gets better, because now we're gonna take a look at the map. In fact, let's take a look at every map. Maps can be categorized as open or closed. Open maps have little to no walls, while closed ones have a lot of them. A map can be open at the center but closed at the lanes, and vice versa. You can also have bushes in areas with no walls or in areas with a lot of walls. But picking a brawler for a specific map is hard if you don't have a clue on exactly what to do. To make your life easier though, I created a list of the best map description for each brawler's category. Next up, every brawler can either be played as a mid, a lane, or both. These are called positions, and they're basically the essence of positioning. That's why I created this list as well, indicating all brawlers' positions. Now let's see how you can pick the ultimate brawler. This is where all those lists I gave you earlier come in handy. So first, take a look at the map that you're playing. Then pick the position you want to play, either mid, left, or right lane. Once you do that, analyze the area of the map and choose the best category for it. After you're done, you should have a list of brawlers that are perfect for that specific position in that specific map. Also, you can see these symbols under each brawler. They indicate if they have gadgets, star powers, and gears equipped. You can also tell from this symbol that someone has their super ready, and from this that someone has their hypercharge ready. If they have them both ready, it looks like this. Okay, these tips were all theory, but now we're gonna analyze the practical side of positioning. Before that though, a gentle reminder. If you think this video will help you become better, you should help me become better as well by dropping a like on the video and subscribing. I promise you, you won't regret it. Now the first thing you see when the match is loading up is your team composition as well as the enemy composition. Now that you have this information, you need to know which one of the opponents you need to face so that you or your teammates have a better matchup if possible. That's where lane switching comes into play. It's simple. Keep your lane if your matchup is good, but change lanes if your matchup is bad. And keep changing lanes if the opponents do the same. The thing is, it's really difficult to know the best matchups for every brawler. Unfortunately, I don't have a list for that yet, but I will be making a video on what are the best and worst matchups for every brawler in the future, so stay tuned. Okay, the match has started. What should you do now? You need to create pressure. The thing that most players struggle with is how to do this damn thing. But don't worry, because I'm gonna briefly cover the best things that you can do to easily create pressure and push the opponents back. First, try winning your matchups. This is easy for the most part if you got the right matchups from the start, as mentioned before. For example, don't go to the Shelly lane as a Mortis, but instead go to the Sprout lane. When you win your matchup, or at least get the opponent low, you can start pinching with your teammates. Pinching is the definition of shooting an enemy from two different angles, and it's one of the most important mechanics in the game. So always look out for that and help your opponents when needed. Therefore, to be able to help them, you need to go all together. You can't go into a 1v3 expecting to team wipe the lobby. You need to be a team player. So you should push forward with your teammates if the enemy is low, but you should back down if your team is low or even dead. If you're getting pressured now, start focusing on the opponent that creates the most of it and try to take them down. For example, in penalty kick, if you don't have a thrower but the opponents do, you're screwed. If they manage to get you back to your spawn, you're not about getting out of there unless you kill the thrower. So try coordinating with your team and pinching the thrower, which in this case creates the most pressure to take them down. Once you do, a lot of pressure will be relieved and your team can have a chance to push up the map again. In general, try to count the opponent's ammo and their abilities, such as their gadgets, supers, and hypercharges, and try guessing when they will be available again. That way you can predict their next move. If a Piper is facing against a Mortis and an Edgar, for example, she can use her knockback gadget and her super to defend. But if you know that she used both of those and now she's not close to getting them back, you know that she's gonna back down because she doesn't have any other way to defend herself. Now it's your chance to pressure her and go for the kill. But it gets even better, because when talking about pressure, the most important thing is to control the map. If you do, pressure will follow. But how can you do that? When it comes to controlling, the bushes are the spots that you should be looking out for, so you need to either stay in them or get rid of them entirely. Bushes basically give you the ability to be unpredictable, which is one of the top things you need to master, not only to become better in Brawl Stars but in every video game. But how can someone control the bushes? The two basic strategies are to either go a tank or an assassin to sneak up on the enemies, or play a tank counter, usually with vision gear, to counter any aggression. Keep in mind that you can also break the bushes, but that is an advanced strategy that we're gonna cover on another video, which is solely gonna be about how to break walls and bushes correctly. But it's not over yet. This is the secret that no one talks about, but all good players use when they're pushing higher ranks or to get to the leaderboards. Take a break. No, for real. Take a break, buddy. You've been looking at your screen for a very long time. Your brain doesn't work that well anymore. Take a break and then come back stronger and keep going. A lot of people wonder why they're tilting a lot of elo in ranked. Guys, it's simple. You tilt, you get angry at your teammates every single game, and you play worse than ever, especially if you're playing with randoms. So just close the app, go do something else to keep your mind off the lose streak, and once your mentality is back to normal, then and only then you can revisit the game. It's a game after all, you guys, so be chill. But if pros lose matches from casual players from time to time, this means that it can certainly happen to you as well. Therefore, relax, reset your mindset, and keep going when you feel like it. Apply this in your real life as well. Not necessarily a break from your screen, but a break from anything that doesn't allow you to focus on what matters the most. There are a lot of tips that can be mentioned for positioning, but these are the most important ones. Without these, you will just continue to die wondering what happened until you learn from experience. But experience takes time. So if you're serious about the game, I would suggest you to watch the video again and take notes this time to get better a lot faster. If you made it this far, you know you need to subscribe, so just do it. A special thanks to Arian and Alistair for becoming members on my channel. Join them for exclusive perks. And if this video helped you, I'm sure that you'll enjoy this one as well. So hopefully I'll see you there.